Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Candy Valentino Show. Thanks so much for tuning in with me today as we are going to cover a topic and a key point of business that I think a lot of business owners look, especially when they're first starting out. Undoubtedly, it's an easy one to miss, especially if your business is new and you're just trying to get things off the ground, you're trying to grow, or you're even in scale. But I thought it could be a really important topic because this one thing should influence how you build your entire business. And it's this: how would you make business decisions now if you knew you were going to exit your business later? And often most people think of an exit as the final exit, the capital exit that you have when you're at the glorious signing table, signing the papers and cashing out for millions. But there are actually 4 exits that you make before you can even successfully make that final business exit. And I know sometimes it can feel like we're getting ahead of ourselves, trying to plan the end before achieving these revenue benchmarks. But I want you to think of it another way. If you set off without a plan, it's kind of like getting in the car and not having a destination. Unless you're just in it for the scenic drive, you've got to know where you're heading. And it's critically important when we learn the fact that 85% of all businesses live and die with their owners. Which means if you want to make it into the 15% on average who get to exit their business with a capital event, well, you got to start really narrowing that path of intention. So here we go. I want to talk about the 4 exits that you need to make before you make the big exit. The first is exiting the schedule. And I'm going to use a super simple analogy because I know everybody goes out to eat at a restaurant. If you want to get out of the business, the very first thing you need to do is get out of the kitchen. If you have a service-based business, it's maybe getting out from performing the services. Why? For some of you, going to work every day in the business that you've built could be the reason that you started this journey. So why would you ever want to change that? Well, the truth is you don't have to. But there are several reasons why you may want to stay where you are. Maybe it works for you. Maybe you don't ever have any plans of moving on and you're just going to close up shop one day. Maybe you're the talent role in the business and you love doing that. Amazing. My point is this: if you don't want to be the chef in the restaurant and you want a chance to get out of your business, you need to start making steps now so that you can build that as quickly as possible. This is key because investors and buyers do not want to buy a job. They're going to want to see that your business doesn't live and die with your face, your name, and your effort. Otherwise, what would be the point in buying it in the first place? It won't make sense for most to invest in a business that is immediately going to lose value when you leave. Investors and people who acquire businesses want a scalable, sustainable model. And here's how you're going to do that. Number 1, it's exiting the schedule. How are you going to get off the line and out of the kitchen and delegate daily tasks? First things first, we want to free you up as much as possible so that you can work on the business instead of being a cog in the machine that runs the business. Every time you step away from leading the business, working in it and not on it, you could potentially lose sight of that vision and goal of where you're trying to get in the first place. The way to avoid that is to get the right people in the right seats of your organizations by making key investments into staff and employee, finding people who you can trust. But what is the right way to find the right people? The answer may surprise you because the key is you. It's not going to be you that's working in the business, so hear me out. This takes some self-awareness. Take a look at yourself and your role in the business. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What part of the business really lights you up? What part do you excel at? What part are you gritting your teeth just to do? Which one of the key roles in the business suits you best? Are you the entrepreneur or the visionary? Are you the manager or the integrator? Are you the talent or the artist or the service provider? You could very well be the latter. 75% of all entrepreneurs that start, especially accidental entrepreneurs, are actually in the artist role. Back to the analogy, the chef in the kitchen started a restaurant because he loves to cook. If that is the best role for you, if you love being the chef in the kitchen, then lean into that and lean into your strengths. There's nothing wrong with that. But what you need to do then, if you want to eventually exit that business someday, is to find key strategic partners with someone else that can handle the other roles. And we touch on managerial aspects of your business in a later step, but at the moment, let's just still talk about this exit one, getting out of the day-to-day tasks of your business. I only mention the other two roles right now because they are relevant to the first step, especially considering that your business could have a different size and scale and need than other businesses out there. Maybe it's just you as the talent and you need to step back from chasing other opportunities to secure your business and your customer base. Maybe you're the entrepreneur and you're looking for talent to build and market your business further. Which role is for you? Doesn't matter, find the others. I know billion-dollar founders that are true entrepreneurs. I know billion-dollar founders who are the artists and try to fire themselves as fast as possible. I know billion-dollar founders who more operate as a managerial and an integrator role. You can be successful in each, but what will trip you up is you trying to be someone you're not. Find who you are, develop that role, and then find strategic partners or hire other people that can develop the other situations that you don't care as much about. Okay, now we're gonna go on to step two. Let's go back to the restaurant analogy again. We're making moves. You're getting yourself out of the kitchen. We're in a place now where we can take a step back and really put more emphasis on what's working in our business. If you've hired a bookkeeper, a manager for front of the house, or you got a business consultant or a fractional CEO or CFO, think about what are the next concrete steps that we need to be taking in order to get us into a place of more passive, wealth-generating income. Now it's time to do some paperwork.